Good morning. My coffee.
Not yet. Hi, ACA.
No, this is Kingdom Kids.
Hi, Kingdom Kids.
Yes, we're on live. We're on live. We're just gonna wait a couple minutes and see if anybody
I love
joins us.
Hawaii. What? That's what the shirt says. Oh, hi.
Yeah? This one's mine.
Look at Mama. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey, Mama, grab it. No, no. So big. Yeah.
Please don't play with this.
So does
Please
this,
don't play with this.
does this, Mama, does this thingy, does this thingy involve swirl?
Yes. Please don't play with it is what you said.
It mixes what we need to mix
What
it.
was that?
We don't know. Hazard problem. Hazard or missing? Hazard or missing? Food, yummy, yummy. I can't see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yummy, yummy, baby. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. I can't see. Oh no. Wait, why do we need honey? Bear honey.
I'm gonna wait 5 more minutes.
Then we're going to start.
And if no one comes on, then I will just upload a video. Wayne. Michael. That's not okay. Hello, Miss Yvette.
Hi, Aunt Yvette. Aunt Yvette. Hi, Aunt Yvette.
We're baking bread today.
Yes, we are. Hi.
Back up, please. Thank you. They're all in my face today. Stop. Wayne, get off the counter. This is real life baking.
Yeah, we're
Right now.
actually going to
No,
bake.
no, 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 no. Go put it away. It doesn't belong in the kitchen.
I miss you too, Aunt Yvette.
We miss you guys too.
Is Anthony there?
Michael says, is Anthony there? Get off the counter. We're going to be cooking on the counters. Please do not put your bottoms on the counters.
Ooh. The dishwasher's too hot.
You guys are not helpful. Oh, she's not there anymore. Stop, please. Go get your brother. Hello, Ireland. You ready to bake some bread? So what we're doing, we're baking bread. Stop. It's Ireland.
Hi, Ireland. Welcome to Kingdom Kids.
Welcome to the Kingdom Kids Baking Show. Should we have a theme song?
We do.
Okay, what's the Kingdom Kids Baking Show theme song? Off the counter.
Kingdom Kids. We are Kingdom Kids.
You don't know?
We're baking at Kingdom Kids.
All right, guys, do you know what kind of bread we're baking today?
We are baking French bread.
French bread. Well, French rolls, kind of.
But I got French bread. Roll.
So, Michael?
Because my mom brought
Hold on.
our ingredients so we could bake it.
Okay, we can talk about the ingredients in a second. So we're gonna make French rolls for our dinner tonight, and I thought I would show you guys how to do it. So the ingredients that you need, or the things that you need, is you need mixing bowls.
Honey?
You need a mixing bowl. You need measuring
Cups.
utensils, cups, spoons,
And then a measuring cup.
and then a liquid one. And then Wayne's going to tell you what kind of ingredients we need.
Honey. Baking powder.
No, this is flour.
Flour. And oil.
That's yeast, active dry yeast.
Yeast. And some butter.
That is softened. Needs to be soft. That's sugar.
And sugar. Sugar. It's gonna make us
So to start, thank you. I'm going to be using a KitchenAid. I need you to get down, please. I need you to move your chair over.
Just a little bit.
I don't know. Can you see
Yeah.
my counter here?
Barely. Right here.
I'm going to be using the KitchenAid, which is just an electric standing mixer.
And you put it.
And I'm going to be using the attachment for the bread hook. That's so we can add extra attachments. Okay. If you don't have a standing mixer, you don't have to use a standing mixer. You can mix it by hand. It is a little bit hard. So to start, we want to get our yeast ready. So in order to do that, we're going to do it right into the standing mixing bowl. In order to activate our yeast, and you can get two different kinds of yeast. You can get just plain instant yeast, or I'm using the active dry yeast. Okay. Okay, so Wayne's going to be my assistant today.
Because Michael doesn't want to be in the video.
Not okay.
So I'm going to be in So.
Hold on, I got to get my ingredients up here. Stop, please. Get off the counter. I'm not going to ask you again. All right, so first we're going to get our yeast going. We need 1 tablespoon of yeast. Okay, Wayne, pour the yeast into the bowl. Actually, actually kind of a cool process here. These. Now, we're going to add 3/4 cup, no, 1 3/4 cup of warm water. Now, you don't want the water to be too hot and you don't want the water to be too cold. If the water is too hot, it will kill the yeast. If the water is too cold, it won't activate the yeast. Please put it down. Please put it down. Please put it down. No, 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 no. What's that one? Back up, Wayne. What did Ireland say, Michael?
She hasn't said anything new yet. All that's been up there for a long time. No, no, no.
Michael, go pour that into the bowl and then bring it back.
It's like under.
What is that? I can you need you to move a little quicker, otherwise you're going to kill the yeast.
It's kind of getting killed.
Okay, now here's, you guys see the inside of the bowl? Probably not. We're just going to
Mix.
get our yeast
What's that?
dissolved.
There's two in one head.
Yeah.
What is that head? What's that head?
And then we are going to put our honey. We need a tablespoon of honey. We're going to mix our honey in and our sugar into our...
Why don't you put that in the liquid?
into our yeast.
Is that all the honey we're going to be using today?
My hands are clean, by the way.
If you got clean hands, you can use your hands. But that's only if they're clean. Only if they're clean.
Put it all in.
How come honey drops slowly?
Because it's thick.
And sticky? Whoa.
My honey to the side there.
It still looks the same. Ooh, but it smells different.
Wipe the honey off my hands. Okay, now we're going to add our sugar, and you need a tablespoon of sugar. And again, these ingredients are on the Kingdom Kids page, and they're on the post from yesterday. You need a tablespoon of sugar. Because we don't want really sweet bread.
I want really sweet bread.
Michael, you want to give it a little stir here?
Big stir.
Okay, if you're just joining us, we have started our yeast and our, okay, that's good. You don't want to do it too much.
Or else it kills yeast.
Okay. And we're going to let that sit and bubble up for a second here. We've mixed our yeast, our honey, and our sugar. Michael's going to watch our mixture here.
There's bubbles. Oh, what pop?
That's what we want it to do.
We want the bubbles to pop?
No, we just want the You guys will also need a dishcloth for the rising process. I'm only going to show you guys live one rise, and then I'll make a video for the rest of the process because this bread takes a long time to make because bread has to rise before you bake it. I have honey all over my shirt. So I'm only going to show you one rise, and then I'll make another video for the second rise and how to shape the bread and then baking it and what it looks like at the end. All right, our yeast is ready. With this active dry yeast, you don't have to wait a long time. You can just start
It's not very bubbly.
mixing your
Hey, what's that? Why'd you take your phone case off?
so it fits in the thing. It says we're supposed to wait 5 to 10 minutes. You can start, but I don't want to mess up the bread, so I am going to wait just a few minutes.
Bubble goes up and then
Foam.
It's not good, fellas. I'm tired. Ooh, can I squeeze it? Can I go wide?
No. So tell me, how's your day? How's it going? How you doing? Oh, that's awesome.
What is it?
Yes, share. Like and share. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe.
Mash that subscribe button.
That's what Michael says. Oop, our yeast is starting to foam. So go get your brother and say we're going to add the flour. I'm going to be using all-purpose flour. You can use bread flour, you can use unbleached flour, you can use wheat flour, you could use any kind of flour, but I am just using the all-purpose because it's just easier. Yeah, it's foaming. That's what it's supposed to be doing. That means our yeast is good.
What if it covers the whole bill?
That's okay. Why are you talking like a baby? All right. We are going to add 3 3/4 cup of flour to our mixture. And all I'm doing is I'm just leveling off my cup of flour here. Okay. 1.
Why do we need so much flour? leveling the playing field.
Mike. Two. It's important not to get your measuring cup wet because then your flour sticks to the inside of your measuring cup.
You need a little. That's too much. Too much. You're shaking it all up. What about that part? You're leveling the playing field, right?
Yep.
And then the final,
3 3/4.
oh, that's a fork? Is that 1/4 or
This
3?
is 1/4.
So we do 3 of
So
those?
3 of these. 1. Because 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 is
3/4.
3/4.
Or 3/4 times, or 1/4 times 3/1. How much was that?
Great. It's very important to count. Okay, so now we're gonna shut our kitchen egg, and I've got kitchen egg. I've got my dough hook on, and we're gonna mix it on low for 4 minutes. Michael, you want to set the timer for 4 minutes?
4 minutes! Timer has started.
The timer started. For those of you that are just joining us, we have started our French rolls. We are mixing our flour and our yeast, sugar and honey all together. And now the dog Hagrid's come to join our live. Hi, puppy.
This is him. This is him. Hi.
I'm gonna. And we want to get all that flour and everything all incorporated together.
Whoa! It's big. It's all in one chunk. It hasn't even,
Salt. I forgot to grab the salt.
it hasn't even been 2 minutes yet. And it's already a big clump.
Yep.
Does that mean we did it for too long?
Nope. That's what we want.
But what if it comes too clumpy?
It won't.
Baking, baking.
This is a long process. Making bread's a long process, but it's so worth it because it's really tasty. Homemade bread is the best kind of bread there is.
Baking, baking.
My little sister is a baker, and she makes the best bread.
I found out our theme song for the baking show. Baking, we're baking with Kingdom Kids.
There you go. There's the Kingdom Kids Baking Show theme song. What other kind of things do you guys want to bake?
Croissants.
Croissants. Croissants would, I think, are easy.
Checking the timer. About 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Yeah, 1 minute and 30 seconds left. This takes forever.
And next week we're gonna bake pretzels for pretzel dogs.
Nom 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 nom. I love pretzels. What are pretzel dogs?
Hot dogs wrapped in pretzels.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Who is that salt?
That is salt. All right, we are going to add our salt now. So we're going to turn our mixer. Oh no, we're going to increase our mixer to medium.
It's not time yet. It's 30 seconds left.
That's okay.
So stop the timer? No. Huh?
No. And we're going to add a tablespoon of
A
salt.
tornado! A tornado! A tornado! I gotta tell when there's a tornado.
Oh, it's right there. Yeah, it's right here. My tablespoon. I'm going to add my tablespoon of salt to my dough that's mixing.
Now I shut off the timer. Oh.
And then while that's mixing, I'm going to soften up my butter a little bit more because you do want it pretty soft because you're going to cut it into chunks and add it next. Just added a tablespoon of salt and we're mixing. And I am using unsalted butter because I just added salt. If you use salted butter, it makes the bread too salty. And I'm going to cut 3 tablespoons of butter.
How do you know that's 3 tablespoons?
Because it's marked.
That's 3 tablespoons? Or that's 3?
This is 3 tablespoons. And then my butter that I just cut off the stick, I'm going to cut it into chunks.
And I get to put the chunks in.
And we are going to increase the speed. All right, Michael, add the butter.
The butter's being destroyed.
And we're going to mix that for about a minute.
Okay, 1 minute.
And while that is mixing, we're going to get our bowl ready because now we're almost ready to do the first rise of our dough. I'm just going to use a little bit of olive oil, and all this does is make sure that the bread stays moist when while it's rising, so it doesn't lose anything.
How's the butter so light?
So I'm just going to put a little bit in the bowl.
It's supposed to break up. How come the dough turned bigger?
That's what we want it to do. What do you think rising does? And I just took a little square of a paper towel and folded it, and I'm just going to wipe the oil around my bowl. All right.
Butter's almost done.
We're going to encourage it to go a little faster. All right.
There's still a little bit.
Moment of truth.
There's still butter.
See, I don't know if you guys can see how it's just falling off of the dough hook. That's what we want. And we want it tacky. We want it sticky. We want it sticky.
That way when you cook it, it's not so sticky. Because then if you cook it and it's not so sticky, then it's just not gonna, it's not going to do, it's going to, I don't know what it's going to do. It's going
So
to
there is our beautiful bread dough. And I'm just going to take it out of the bowl, out of the mixing bowl, and put it into my white bowl that I have coated with oil. Yeah, you take that? Thank you. And then, let me move back here. I'm going to just roll the dough kind of in the oil, just a little.
Why is it so wet?
Because it's, okay.
My mom could be a baker.
So here's our dough in the bowl.
Dough.
And this is how small it is.
It's dough.
Dough.
You said dough.
Dough.
You said dough. Hey, gotcha.
And now we're ready for our first rise. This bread is going to rise twice, and it rises for 1 to 2 hours each time. That's why we started in the morning. So to rise the dough, I'm just going to take my cloth. Here's my bowl. Okay, go to sleep now. Rise nice. And just set it aside. And when you come back, your dough will have doubled in size. And that's the first part of making French bread.
So if the dough is this big, that means it's gonna be this big. Probably, I think.
It will double in size.
So does that mean our bread will be super big? Like this big?
Yeah. Well, no. It'll probably come over the top of the bowl.
That's a lot of bread.
And then, like everything, cook it with love. All right, guys. I'm going to let this rise. It is 20 minutes to 11. So I'm going to let this rise until 1:40. And then I will be back and we'll see what it looks like. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
See you guys in the video.
All right, Kingdom Kids, I'm going to show you kind of how, after I divided my dough, what I did. I just took my dough and I rolled it into a ball. Like this. And there you go, you got your dough ball. And then I laid it down on my parchment paper and I flattened it out so it was a shape of kind of like a rectangle. Flattened it out. And then, if I can do this, I started at the edge and I just rolled it until it made a roll, like this. And then, here's the seam, and you just kind of pinch it closed. Like that. And then you lay it down like this on your baking sheet. And then cover it and let it rise for another 1 to 2 hours. All right, hi Kingdom Kids. I'm gonna show you what the second rise looks like. So this has been rising for about 2 hours. And there we go. Look at those little babies. Ain't they gorgeous? So now we are going to put them into a preheated oven for about 18 minutes. Your oven should be at 375.